everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, Season 12, Episode 12. Maybe, I can't tell what time it is right now. Less than 10 minutes late, but I wasn't even sure if I was going to do my live today because we had, we just got back a few minutes ago. Excuse me, I just drank some pop. Actually, not a few minutes ago, about less than an hour ago, but I've been running around and making dinner and doing things, everything getting done just so that I could come and join you guys on this live, because I figure, like most days, there's no reason I can't spend an hour just talking, which is what I will be doing today. Let's tilt you a little bit there. So Halloween's over. Need to take the Halloween decorations down. Haven't had time. Just got back. We went to, for the weekend to Steve's dad's in Somerset, which is a different county. So it's about, depending on the drive, it can be anywhere from 2.5 to 4 hour drive there. Like, it really depends on traffic here. That's how it works, not on distance. So we went on Friday, came back today, and had a good time there. Yesterday I was wearing this because we went out to a thing called the Bridgewater Guy Fawkes Carnival. So the Bridgewater Carnival, and it was like a big parade with these huge floats that are made with like all these lights and all. It's just really awesome. But anyways, because we had to be outside, I dressed warm, so I wore layers, and then I wore this, which is a awesome hat that my friend Teresa made me in Canada, and it has a whole 4-year pony. So I wore this yesterday. Obviously, no one could see my shirt because I was wearing my jacket. But then I noticed that this kind of almost looks like a beehive. And I was wearing my bee shirt, which I've never worn before. And then the colors kind of go together. So I thought I would wear it for my live. So that is why the bee theme. Manchester, the city that Steve is born in, is their like animal or theme or whatever is bees. So that is another reason that I have a bee right beside me here, is because of Manchester. So it's all about the bees right now, which are, most of them will either be passed away with eggs somewhere or hibernating for the season until next year. So be bee friendly to your bees. Sorry, Thomas just gave Lena a bone, so that's the noise in the background. Is Lena playing with her, or chewing on her bone. So what's new with you guys? What have you been up to? I was saying Halloween decorations. I mean, Halloween is over. I need to take the decorations down, but I haven't been here to do it. I've just been busy getting everything ready before we went away. Now we're back, so this week I can do that. However, Melody says happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Melody. However, Pierce, Steve's dad, we just were with him, but he's coming down on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, because him and Steve have a football game to go to on Tuesday together, Manchester City Football Club. So, and then he's staying for the week because they have something else to do on another day that has to do with the football, and I don't know. So I cleaned the house before we left so that it was pretty clean, because I didn't know what day he was coming back exactly, if he's coming tomorrow or Tuesday. But I still have to, I know he'll give me a hard time if the Halloween decorations are still up, because Halloween's over, and he's just like other people here who probably don't get why I decorate, but I like it, and other people like the way it makes them feel. So the autumn decorations are still up. Technically, I could leave them up for the rest of the month, but I will be, switching and getting the Christmas decorations ready to come down. We have Remembrance Day coming up on the 11th, so I haven't brought that stuff down, but my next Sunday, my live will be in, even though it's the 12th next Sunday, it'll still be in ode to Remembrance Day. So Melody says, how was the festival? The festival is good. I love it every year. It is something to experience. I know I share some of the videos sometimes, but it doesn't do it justice. The cool thing this year was that Allison brought her boyfriend Ash and his son, who's 3 years old, 3 or 4, Finley. Then Finley really liked it, but also our daughter Amy and her husband James and their baby Jackson, who's not even a year old, were there as well. So sorry if you hear that crunching. That's just Lena with her bone. Oh, so, and Amy said she had been to it when she was little, but she didn't remember it, and James hadn't been to it, so it was really cool to have new people, like our family, but, you know, people who haven't seen it before, so we could share in this tradition that we've started. And it's awesome because both of Steve's parents are going to be 80 this year, which is crazy because I've had them in my life this whole 9 years that I've been here, and, you know, it's crazy how people can become part of your life so quickly, but to become 80 is getting up there, so, you know, it's nice to have these kinds of traditions that we can keep going as long as we can. Melody says, how far is the distance to where Pierce lives? Now, I don't know distance exactly. I don't know how many miles or kilometers it is, but I know that, like I said, it can take anywhere from 2.5 to 4 hour drive. So it's in the county of Somerset. And we're in Cheshire County, just like the Cheshire Cat. The Cheshire Cat, that's where the cat's from, is this, or Cheshire Housewives, just like, what are the other ones? Like, I don't remember, Orange County Housewives? I don't remember what the housewife shows are, but there is the Housewives of Cheshire. And technically, I am a housewife of Cheshire. So, yes. Melody, it just depends on traffic, because you take the motorway most of the way there, and if there's any accidents or traffic's tight on the motorway, then it can take longer. But if things are good, then it'll be quicker. So, or if you have to stop, and you can't just pull over, like in Canada, you can't just pull over to the side of the highway. And we on the side of the highway, you need to. They have motor services every so often, so you pull into the motor services off of the motorway, and it'll have shops and everything in there, and coffee and fuel and stuff. So you can go into the motor services and use the toilets there. Obviously, it's good that it has that, but it takes longer to go all the way in and use the toilets than it would if you could just pull over and pee on the side of the road. But the thing is that here, the motorways are very busy, and they don't want people pulling over on you can't pull over on the motorway. You have to exit the motorway. There's not, in some of the places, there's not even a shoulder. Sorry, Lena's drinking her water now. I guess her bone made her thirsty. Steve's not going out for cards tonight, so we're going to catch up on our Big Brother UK. It has come back. It went away for a while, but now it's back, and this is the first season. And we missed Friday's eviction, which was a double eviction. We already know who got evicted, but we haven't watched the episode on Friday. Saturdays, they don't have an episode, and Sundays, they do. So we have some catching up on Big Brother that we can watch when I'm done my live. And I'm not going to go on and on and on about it. And people don't really care about words. They care about actions more. But me and Steve have pigged out enough, and we are ready to get back on our plans of eating healthy and getting some exercise and getting back to where we were before. So even though today, when I got home, I threw in some of these really nice chicken balls into the Ninja. And for the kids, I made they're like triangle hash browns, and for me and Steve, I made these long, square, cheesy hash browns, which are just like so good. But that's it. And then because Steve's dad is coming down, at some point this week we'll have fish and chips, but maybe him and I will share one instead of having a big one or whatever. So that'll be one unhealthy meal that we'll have this week, but the rest of it is lunches, dinners. We're tired of not fitting our clothes anymore, and obviously you feel better when you eat healthier, so we're just done. So we will be getting back on that workout train. I will let you guys know in the next few weeks how that's going, if you care. I'll give you guys updates, even if it's only for a few minutes, because I know some people don't want to hear, you know, it being droned on and on about the workouts and the food and counting calories or whatever. Everything else is good. I need to spend some time outside, just getting things. I mean, most of the stuff is ready for winter, but just some finishing things. And stupid electricians still haven't been here to put some power into my greenhouse. So for when the frosts come, but I'm not letting myself go outside until I get the visa stuff done. I have to email our immigration solicitor that we used in the past. Retired. He was pretty old when, like, he was past retirement age when we were using him, but he's retired, so we have another one that helped us with one of the things when he wasn't available that he suggested. So I need to send her an email regarding our visa, because the thing is that the visa that you have to apply for is 2.5 years, and you can apply for leave to remain. I have indefinite leave to remain, but permanent leave to remain, like permanent residency, you can't apply for until you've lived here 10 years. so what's happening is when my visa expires, it'll be over 9 years that I've lived here, but not quite 10 years. So I need to find out if there's anything we can do to extend the visa that we're already on for those however many months, or do we actually have to apply for and pay for another 2.5 years, even though we're less than a year away from having it be 10 years that we've lived here. And yeah, so I need to email her and find out what our best course of action is to do now. And I need to do that quickly. So I'm not allowing myself to go outside in the garden or to do any of that kind of stuff until I get that email shot off this week, which I haven't. This last week that while I was cleaning the house and getting everything ready, I cleaned the office. I've done lots of things on my to-do list. So I'm proud of myself for actually getting things done and getting back. I love when I get things done on my to-do list, and I've even started writing my to-do lists again. So it makes me happy, makes me feel good. And remember that when you're doing your to-do list, it doesn't have to just be to do today, to do tomorrow, or your big to-do list. You can write, like today, if you don't get to sitting down to do your list, you can write down the things that you already have done. So if I didn't do my list this morning, I can go and sit down and write that I've, made dinner, or, I don't know, whatever things that I planned on doing today that I did my live, that I put away instead of leaving all the stuff from our trip on the weekend in the entranceway and dealing with it later, I put it all away. So you can write the things that you've already done and then cross them off because you did, and it shows you how productive you've already been that day. It shows you that you are getting things done even when you think that you're not, even if they're little things. I've done laundry today since I've been back. I switched loads. And what else have I done? I don't know. I'll have to think about it and write things down, but I know I was getting ready for this. What else is new with you guys? What's up? I know last week when I did the Halloween special, and then we had changed our clocks here for daylight savings time, and then this week and in North America, they changed their clocks like early this morning. So like last night, early this morning, the clocks changed. So now we're back on schedule. So it's 8 p.m. here for my lives and 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and then you can go off of that for whatever time zone you're in. Melody says, I'm doing laundry. Mel, I know it's probably the same in your house. The laundry never ends. I don't know how Mom could just do laundry on one day and get it all done. Well, part of the thing is, our washing machine is like an eco washing machine, so supposedly it's like better for, I don't know, water, energy, whatever, but the loads will take like 3 hours to do one load. Like it just... most of the settings. You can do like a 35-minute one, but like it doesn't, that's just a quick wash. It's not for like heavy soiled stuff. And so because the washing machine takes 3 hours and then the dryer takes that as well, it just, it's kind of, laundry is like an everyday thing. Yeah, Melody says Brett does his own. That's her 22-year-old. Our 22-year-old, Thomas will do his own, but the problem is that he'll wash it, he'll put it in the dryer, and then he'll come to it when it's dry and take out the few things that he needed and leave everything else there. And then him and the girls will just, I have a system, anything on the floor is dirty, or there's like a basket in there as well. On the floor is dirty, and I have like a board on top of the washer and dryer because they're like front loaders. And so anything like out of the dryer, if it's clean and dry, it goes on top. Even if it's not folded right away, on top is clean. On the floor is dirty. And then, yeah, so floor to washing machine to dryer to on top. Fold it, and then I have a shelf with baskets, and that's where you fold it and put it into whosever basket it is. But when the kids use the laundry room, there's like clean things that have fallen off, and now they're on the floor again, and it's like, I'm not going to smell the sock to see if it needs to be washed again, and there's stuff hanging out of the bags, and they don't respect the system. So I prefer them not to be in there, but they do help with laundry if I tell them to. And Tom will do his own if he needs it done. But the thing that Tom doesn't realize is that for every one load he has, I have 6 other loads to do because there's 5 other people who live in the house. So that's a load for each of them, and like a household load, like, kitchen towels and bath towels or whatever else. So he thinks like, I have 3 loads of laundry. Like, okay, that's great, but I have like, 6 times that. So you can do 1 load and I need to get back to mine, and then I'll let you know when you put in another one. Samantha says, Hello, my phone is going to die, but I wanted to say hi and that I love you and thank you for taking Tyler this weekend. And I will watch this ASAP. Okay, I love you too, Samantha. I forgot to say that too. Erica brought Tyler with us as well to the Somerset to watch the parade. So that was another new person who had never been there before and got to see it. So, laundry, yeah, it never ends. But it's not that bad. The laundry room is right off of the entranceway. So, it's, you know, to go to the bathroom downstairs or the kitchen, like it's right local, close, you know, whereas in our house growing up, the laundry room is downstairs. So, you literally had to go down to switch loads. Whereas here, you could be passing by and see that the dryer's done or that, you know, the washing machine's done. Although our washing machine actually does connect to our internet, like it's a smart washing machine, so it tells me on my watch or my phone when the washing machine's done. Even if I'm like out shopping or wherever, it'll tell us that it's that the washing machine's done. Mom says, hi Lisa, hi mommy. Hope you're well. Oh, sorry, I got the burps. Oh, Steve's dad made us lunch yesterday. It was so good. He made a gratin potatoes, like scalloped, you know, when you cut them in this, like, so a gratin potatoes, like so creamy and yummy. He made a sausage casserole. So in North America, that just means it's cooked in a casserole dish. It's more like a stew, a sausage stew, in the oven. And he had, what kind of potato, hang on, what was, oh, pasta. He had pasta and he put sesame seed oil on that. That was nice. And potatoes, some kind of potatoes. So it was really, really, really yummy. And then for dessert, he gave us like ice cream with trifle and something else on the same like bowl. Oh, it was I was stuffed. So it was a nice way to go out of our eating whatever we are gorging ourselves on. So this is the thing, not only are we changing what we're eating, we're changing our, because in the past few months, we may have eaten a healthy meal, but we would have ate way more than we needed to. And today, this morning, at noon, for lunch, we went to, it's not a Legion. I can't remember what it is. It's some kind of, it's not a veterans thing. I can't remember what it is. Some kind of social club that Steve's dad goes to. And they have their Sunday roast carvery dinner. So we went and got that at noon and had a carvery dinner. So that you can have, they have like turkey, pork, or beef, and you can have a little bit of each meat or two of the meats, or, you know, so if you get a little bit of each, it's less than if you got two of them, and if you only got one of them, you'd get the same amount of meat, but you know what I mean. So you get whatever. So say it's 4 ounces, that just divides it. Anyways. So you get your meat and then veg if you want it. You get a Yorkshire pudding, you get some stuffing, and there's gravy if you want gravy, and roast potatoes, and it was so good too, but like filling. So we have, and then when we went to the seaside, just for a quick few minutes at the amusement park, like it's like, they have like 2P machines, like it's like, how, you know how Chuck E. Cheese, they have games? It's like that. Most seasides have like amusement park, what are they called? Amusement, like it's like a arcade. And it has games like that, and they have these 2P games, 2 pence. So you put in your 2 pence and it like pushes, and you put more in and it pushes them, and it pushes a few off the ledge, and then it'll push more off the ledge. And then you can win little prizes, like little keychains and things that they put on there. So we went to the seaside to do that, but we also had ice cream while we were at the seaside. That was my point. More eating. Samantha says, I feel so overwhelmed when it comes to my laundry, although because of the new log burner, it should help dry things quicker. So what's the new log burner, if you have time to tell me before your phone dies? And I know laundry can be overwhelming, but I think you have a dryer, but a lot of times you dry your clothes on what is that thing that unfolds and has the lines? My mom has one too in the basement. My sister would use it, my little sister would use it for hand wash things that are like hang to dry, things she couldn't put in the dryer, but there's a name for those things that open. It's not an accordion, but like where you put all your clothes on and dry them like that. In front of the radiator, our dryer was making a weird noise, and before we left, We didn't have time to call the repairman, so all weekend, we just told him not to use the dryer, so he has clothes hanging on the stair rails everywhere drying right now. But when I came home, Steve said just try the dryer. If it wrecks it, it wrecks it. But we will get a repairman out because I had to dry some stuff that was in the washing machine for 2 days before it went bad, or I'd have to wash it again. And I thought I would just try it for a couple minutes and see. But now it stopped making the noise, so we still will get a repairman out. But our dryer's working. However, I thought, oh man, I need one of those things that Samantha has. I could pull the dining room table out, which actually wouldn't work right now because all the bins are there for like the Halloween decorations and putting away the autumn and Halloween decorations. But if I pull the dining room table this way more, then I could open one of those things next to that radiator in the dining room and dry clothes that way if we needed to. Error, yeah, okay, so she calls it an error, like to air your clothes dry. We have an error inside and washing line outside, but no dryer, so it takes so long to get anything dry. Haven't had one for 3 years. Oh. Yeah, because I thought I remembered, I know where your washing machine is in the kitchen, but I thought on the other side there was a dryer at one point. But you have been in that house more than 3 years, I think, so. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind drying clothes, not putting it in the dryer, and I would love to have a washing line. Eventually I will again. I had one before I moved here when I was in Saskatchewan. But, like you said, it takes a long time for things to dry. Especially if you don't put the radiator on, like if people like their, like, you know, like Steve during the day, he says because I'm outside, I can put it on if I wanted to put the heat on, but people here, especially when you, I don't know, I know everything's expensive, but the house tends to be colder than, you know, so the colder the house is, the longer the clothes will take to dry, but also here outside, putting it on the line, it rains so much here that even if you put it on the line when it's not raining, you might have to do like in, out, bring it back in and out, and like, you know, and not, you know, otherwise it's just gonna get rained on. But I like right across the street here, there's a house that they have a carport. It's like a covered area where you park your car under, and they put a line under there because they don't park their car there. So it will hang the clothes on that line under the carport, and even if it's raining, it's still dry enough there and it dries. So that's a good idea, but we don't have a carport. So Samantha said, yep, the dryer was opposite. Sorry that you don't have it anymore. And then phone is going to go. Sad face. Love you, Samantha. You can catch up later. And Mom says, Auntie Dale says hi to you. Hi, Auntie Dale. And yeah, we still have time to ramble. We have over half an hour because I was late, so we have 40 minutes for me to continue to ramble to you. So whatever you guys want to talk about. Oh, I was reading my book. I'm almost done, so that's exciting because then I can start on a new book. It's that season where the nights get dark sooner, so even whether I'm outside or inside when it's time to chill, if it's not time to watch TV yet, I can get some reading done. So I'm looking forward to getting through some books because that's part of my, you know, my to-do list too, is to read as much as I can. But yeah, I've read some of my book this weekend and I'm nearly done it. So that's very exciting. It's, what's the first? Trips and Crowded Rooms. Visions, Trips, and Crowded Rooms. Yeah, it's about near-death, not near-death experiences, like visions that people have before they die, trips, because lots of people before they die, they are saying like they got to get their bags packed, or they're waiting for the train, or they're, you know, they're going on a trip somewhere. And then crowded rooms, that's like when some people when they're about to die, they might see their loved ones, or even Jesus, or like another deity, or even a crowded room of people, like lots of loved ones on the other side, relatives, friends, and people they might not even realize that they know over on the other side, but that they don't know here. So that's what the book is about, is like nurses and other people who work with the end-of-life people and dying, and have experienced or witnessed these things, or their families have witnessed something and told about the experiences they've had with somebody at the end of their life. Very good book. Almost done. Definitely recommend. The only thing for me reading it is that I've already heard a lot of these stories. Well, not all of the antidotes, like not all of the stories, but because I listen to so many podcasts and stuff on it, some of them I have already heard, and and I know these things happen, but especially for somebody who's interested in those things and hasn't read about it, it's very, even if you don't necessarily believe in it, it's still a very good read to see what. And the funny thing is that there was one family where they were Jewish, and when their dad almost passed away, he saw something. I can't remember if he saw Jesus or somebody, but his kids didn't want anybody to know, so they told their rabbi, but they didn't tell anybody else. And they said, oh, we don't really want people to know because, you know, my dad was such a good man, we don't want him to look like he was crazy at the end. And then the rabbi said, like, you don't know how many people actually tell me these stories and tell me that they've seen things like this, or this happens like more often than anything. So he asked their permission to tell it. And at the funeral, he asked, and I think there was like 100 or 200 people at the funeral, and he asked if anybody had, like, he talked about some experiences and everything, and he said, if anybody had any experiences like this, or know of somebody who did, raise your hand. And so many people put like up their hand in the synagogue, and I think that's what it's called. And the kids were like amazed to see that they weren't alone. But most of the people who will tell the rabbi their stories will say the same things. They'll say, I've never told anybody this, but don't tell anybody else because I don't want them to think I'm crazy, you know, or, you know. So there's like these common things when people are going to pass away that they'll do. They'll stare off to like maybe upwards and into a corner where they're seeing something that only they can see. Sometimes they reach up their hands like they're, you know, going to embrace somebody, or they might be having conversations with people that you can't see. And lots of times it's people who have, you know, passed away before them. Some cases it's really crazy because if you don't believe in this stuff, sorry, I guess I shouldn't call it crazy, but if you don't believe in this stuff, talk about the situations like this. And it even happened when, like, during World War II and stuff like that, where somebody would appear to somebody. So say my Uncle Jordan, I don't have an Uncle Jordan, but just say my Uncle Jordan appeared to me at the end of my bed, whether I was about to die or not. And I was like, hey, Uncle Jordan, what are you doing here? And then the next day I find out that Uncle Jordan, way far away, has died, and he was coming to me to say bye. So how do you explain those types of things? Or like somebody on their deathbed, like there'll be a brother and a sister miles away, or even spouses. Sometimes when one spouse is dying and they're really old, or they have Alzheimer's or something else, they don't want to tell that spouse that this spouse has had an accident or something else, or they've died. But then this one will say, hey, Johnny, what are you doing here? Because Johnny died 2 days ago, and Betty's on her way out, and, you know, it's like, oh, Johnny came to see me, and then the kids are like, no, that's impossible, because we know that Johnny died 2 days ago, we just didn't tell Mom. But Mom's like, no, Johnny's here, and we're going on a trip. So it's just really cool to read these stories and things that happen. But if anybody has any of these stories, remember that I told you guys that any ghost stories, anything to do with near-death experiences, afterlife, even any cryptids like Bigfoot and all of those types of things, any weird or wacky stories, aliens, anything you guys want to tell somebody, let me know. And you can message me and tell me your stories, and then you can tell me if you want to stay anonymous. Tell me if I'm allowed to share it, and if I am allowed to share it, let me know if it's okay if I use your name, or if you want to stay anonymous. But if you want somebody to tell and talk about these things who believes in all this stuff and won't judge you, then I'm right here. And I love hearing them. And I know, because I know how common these things are. I know how many people around me probably have these stories and don't even realize it. Well, they do, but they don't realize how many people have these stories. The other thing is, like, some people will be like, oh, I don't believe in ghosts or anything, but this one time, this happened and this happened, but, you know, I'm sure there's some explanation for it. So there's those things too. Even just weird coincidences and things like that have happened to you, let me know. Because I love to hear them. Cheers! The other thing with my Halloween decorations and autumn decorations, see, this is how my brain works. Way back to that conversation, because I just looked over there while I was drinking and saw the leaves that are hanging in the archway. Is that I like to have the rooms clean and take pictures of the decorations. So yeah, it's not like my house is clean all at once, but when I add the pictures all together, it looks like the house is clean all at once. But I've done the living room and dining room, and then that's why I put all the bins in the dining room now for the decorations, because I've already taken pictures of the dining room looking nice. But I need to do pictures in the other rooms still too. So tomorrow I will do the bathrooms, clean the bathrooms. Well, they're pretty clean, but you know what I mean, make them. And then take pictures of the Halloween decorations in there. That way the Halloween decorations can come down. The only other place I decorated for Halloween was the kitchen. So, which is the same thing, pretty tidy, but I have to make it like to take pictures of it. And then the entranceway, including the landing, it has the autumn decorations, so that'll be the last of it. Although on my bed, I did put an autumn duvet cover and stuff. But we have this other blanket that's tiger blanket that goes on top of that to keep us nice and toasty warm, and it's nice. It's a heavy blanket, so it's nice. So you don't really see the duvet and it doesn't really get dirty, which is nice. But I was thinking of doing my live from there, but because Steve's home today, I couldn't do that. But because of the autumn decor and just being, you know, just wanting to relax and rest today because we just got home and stuff. What else? So, like I said, next Sunday we'll do Ode to Remembrance Day, even though it's the 12th instead of the 11th. Because the thing is that it's great to have Remembrance Day, but we should be thankful for the freedom that we have in the country I live in the country I'm from, and other such countries, especially with the wars going on right now in Ukraine, still going on. You know, we might not talk about it every day, but it's still going on. People are still losing their lives. Israel and Palestine is ridiculous. And any other wars that we don't talk about but are still going on. There's lots of injustices. There's lots of countries that do not have the freedoms that we have in certain countries. So we should be thankful for that every single day, especially for not just the veterans who have died or fought for us and lived, but also for the mental state that they're left in, and for military that are still doing things for us, and they're ready to go if we need them for anything. So we should be thankful for that every day, so it's not too late for me to do a Remembrance Day special. Do you know what's frustrating though? I mean, you could buy poppies for every single coat, but do you ever find that you buy a poppy for that year to sport them, because you sport them every year, you put your poppy on whatever coat that you usually wear, and then the next day you're like, oh, I think I'll wear this coat, and then you don't have your poppy on, and then you go out, and then you think people are looking at you like, oh, they don't have a poppy on, and you're like, but I do have a poppy, I just don't have it on this coat. So that happened. But I also have one hanging off of my handbag. And I bought 3 things. So it was a bracelet, but it was a bit loose, so I put that on my handbag. I got the pin. And what was the third thing that I got? I know, it's on my keys, because it's a token for putting in the trolley at the shopping, like a cart. We call them shopping carts in North America, but a shopping trolley. So the little token that you put in there, so it's hanging off my keys. So whether I'm just holding my keys, whether I'm carrying my handbag, or I have my jacket on, they all have a poppy for this year. So who's there? What's going on? What's new with you guys? Tell me what you've been up to. I have guests that I am looking forward to having on my live, coming up. We're in November already. I can't believe it. And then December, there's all the Christmas stuff, and life just keeps going and going. Our grandson is going to be having his first Christmas this year. Very exciting. It was nice having time with him this weekend as well. I'm glad that I have a polytunnel that I got for my birthday with all the plants over winter in there. But the thing is now because I have plants in the greenhouse that I bought specifically for the greenhouse to stay. I have both the greenhouse and the the greenhouse and the polytunnel to keep heated on nights that it goes below 0. However, in the polytunnel, it's really just keeping it above freezing. It's just about not letting anything freeze. In the greenhouse, technically, I would like to have the heat on even when it gets lower temperatures, because I have a lot of succulents and cacti and things in there that won't like these lower temperatures. So, but like I said, I'm waiting for the electricians to come and deal with that, because I only have one paraffin heater. I don't want to buy a second paraffin heater. I don't like using them anyways, but I'll use that in the polytunnel. And then I would like to use an electric heater in the greenhouse, even if eventually I use it running off solar panels. But But for electricity, I don't have any plugs on the outside or in my greenhouse, so I'd have to run an extension lead through a window into the house, and that doesn't work when it's cold because you don't want to have a window open. It's so frustrating. I just wish these electricians would get here and do this. I don't even want to get into it, but I am just very frustrated about it. So they know that I want electricity to the greenhouse before the frosts come, let alone everything else that they still need to do. And yeah, so it could be frost any day now, so I won't complain to you. I'm just frustrated about that. It's not the end of the world. I'm still a spoiled brat. You know, first world problems, complaining about my big greenhouse and my big polytunnel and all my plants. But yeah, so this is a nice house plant. I don't remember what it's called. But it seems to be doing very well, and I'm trying to take care of my plants, and I'm trying to love them, even the house plants. And it's funny how since I've been trying to love them and I am paying attention to them, they are doing better. And I really am trying to give them love and attention. The problem is that my eyesight's crap now, so I need to use my spectacles. And really, now, like, when I look at these and I find those, well, I know what scale is, and scale is hard to get rid of too and really annoying. Well, it's not hard to get rid of, it's just really frustrating because, like, it's not hard to kill the scale that you see, but sometimes it comes back. Scale is like these insects that create these little bumps of scale over them. So you have to use alcohol to dry them out for them to actually die. You can't just use sprays. Sprays don't usually work on them. But what are those things called that I was telling you guys about before? We talked about them last week. The little black ones are on top. And then they have the little white, like the adults are on top and then the little white ones on the bottom. Not aphids, like you got spider mites and aphids and all these different things. But now that I've been paying attention and looking and treating them with love and everything, they seem to be doing so well. I'm really trying. I'm trying to give them love. Even that energy hopefully is helping them, just giving them positive energy. And I hope they don't mind that I touch them all the time. But yes, I'm excited about being a houseplant mom and really trying to love my plant. Actually, even in the corner there, that fig that I got. Oh no, I don't want to turn. It's still alive and doing well. So yeah, I mean, I haven't killed everything, and things are being alive. But that's the other thing with the bathroom downstairs is we need the joiner to come and put the door on properly, and when the plaster plasters the wall to put the radiator back on. So right now it is freezing in that bathroom. We have to keep the door closed to the entranceway because if it's freezing in there, I don't know. My plants seem to be all right, but I don't think they like it as much with the freezing cold weather in there. So plus it's the bathroom with humidity. Once the shower, we have the shower, it just needs to get installed. That's a plumber. And then the glass doors, and that will be the plumber as well with Steve's help, because the plumber is his best friend, Stuart. So plumber, we need the plaster, but he's working on the other property that Steve owns to get that ready to sell. So that's why he's not available right now, and he has other jobs. And after, so yeah, plaster, and then I can paint those walls, and then we can put the radiator on, and then the joiner to do the door, and then the plumber to do, so the bathroom downstairs is getting near finished, but it's not finished yet. So, and Christmas decorations, yeah. So Steve, doesn't want me to put up a tree or anything before, doesn't mean I can't take the stuff down and get organized, but no putting up decorations before Remembrance Day. Fine, that's fine with me. But once that's done, like next weekend, so like I said, next Sunday is the 12th, like I could start decorating for Christmas, but I do love it, but it is a lot of work to do the decorating in every room. And actually, most of the work is, putting the stuff out is like my favorite part. Putting it away isn't that bad. It's just that, like, yeah, making sure everything's wrapped and tucked in the bins nice and tight and or in its boxes. I try to keep things in the original boxes. The problem with that is that what I could fit in, say I could fit three bins into one bin if I took everything out of its box and just wrapped it in tissue paper or something. However, most things that are breakable will just break like that. So I try to keep them in their original box, but they take up more room. fine. Anyways, that's the problem, is like packing all the stuff up and then bringing it all up into the loft and then bringing all the other stuff down and then unpacking it. But it's still worth it in the end. I think it looks good and feels good, and Christmas is a big one. So there's the Christmas, and I have the winter stuff. Now, I don't know if I should do Christmas and winter separate, and then if the winter stays up longer than just Christmas, or kind of like how I did the Halloween and autumn, or what. And I mean, I could do just winter stuff without Christmas stuff and then just do a white tree. I don't know. We'll see. But it is that time. Like I said, I could leave. That's why I did the autumn decoration so soon, because now it's, like I said, once Remembrance Day comes, yes, I could leave the autumn decorations up till the end of November because it's still autumn. But some people put up the tree, like if you're only doing a tree and stuff right before Christmas, fine. But the way that I decorate, it takes me so long to decorate. And my thing is, and I said this last year and I almost pulled it off, is that I want all the decorating done by December 1st so I can enjoy my 25 days of Christmas, so that I'm not spending those days decorating. I want to spend those days maybe baking, maybe wrapping gifts, but I want to spend those days enjoying the season, just like everybody else who comes into the decorated house gets to do. So that's where from the 12th to November 30th or whatever it ends on, those are my days to get my butt in gear and make everything look nice, and then put all the bins back up in the loft so that they're not in the way. So wish me luck with that. You'll know next Sunday if I've even got the stuff down yet or not. My big fat baby. We got 19 minutes left to ramble. Where are you guys? If you're still there, give me something to talk about. And I'll just have a drink. Oh, I can't believe it's like November. I really miss that I didn't have much of a summer. But what can you do? I still got stuff done. You know, I built the plunge pool, and, you know, and obviously we have the, what is it called, polytunnel, and like things got done in the garden, but not a lot of summer weather. So it's super quiet when you guys don't talk to me. I bought this online, like, probably over a year ago. There's just these things that you buy and you want to wear them, but I don't want to get them dirty, or if I want to go somewhere, what was I saying? Oh, like, wear it to go somewhere, but like I said, I don't go places often, so I wore it yesterday when I was at Pierce's, like Steve's dad's, and then, but we went out and I was wearing a jacket, so it doesn't really show it. So, Melody says, I'm still here listening to you while I clean. Yeah, I'm still here waffling while you clean. Waffling. They say waffling here for like yammering on. That's another term they use here. Sometimes I can't remember what I've learned from Canada or here, but like just, you know, rambling or with yakking, whatever you want to talk, just spewing words out of my mouth. And so they call it waffling. So then sometimes when Steve's like, oh, stop waffling, I'll just say, I'm pancaking. Ha, 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 ha. Get it? Waffles and pancakes? I know. I should try stand-up sometime, hey? Probably not. I am looking forward to nice, snuggly blankets that are with my winter and Christmas stuff as well. I have these. Thank you, Mel. Melody wrote, haha, so she laughed at my joke, but made me feel better. I bought these blankets last year. They're like white and like, obviously they're not real fur, but think of like a soft bear fur, or like these big white blankets, 2 of them, and they're so soft on one side, like furry and soft and beautiful and pure white. And I wanted them with like the winter decorations and everything. They're just so gorgeous and white, but with dogs and kids who don't have respect and this house, that's why I didn't even use them last year, but I got them on clearance and I love them, and they're so soft, but I don't know what to do with them because I don't trust this family. Melody says it has been nice weather here. That is good. It has been here. sometimes you get a bit of sun. It's been a bit chilly, lots of rain, but I guess there's been storms. There's been flooding. Well, we're saying prayers for people too. As you may or may not know, in Australia and that side of the world, it is their spring now, and pretty soon it'll be their summer. But they are having lots of wildfires already, and just devastating Australia, just like it did in other parts of the world during their fire season. So let's keep them in our thoughts as well. I'm glad that it's been nice weather, Melody. I hope that it was nice weather for Canadians for Halloween. Mom says no snow here. That's good. So I think there was no snow for Halloween, if I remember from seeing my friends and videos and pictures. And what else can I tell you? No snow here either. I don't know, but it was nice that I cleaned the house before we left, so that I came back and it's clean to come back to. So thank you to Thomas, who was here with his mates, but he left things as they were before we left. So the worst of his mess was just his clothes hanging on the stairwell on the rails because the dryer wasn't working. But that's not really a mess, is it? I understand why they're there. Where else are you going to dry them? And honestly, when I have a blanket that won't dry itself properly in the dryer, or something that needs to hang to dry or whatever, that is where I hang stuff, is over the rails or the balcony area up on the landing. So he's only doing what I do anyway, so I can't say anything. He'll be happy to know, though, the dryer isn't making that noise, and he can finish drying them if they're not dry already in the dryer until it starts making that noise again. Well, the kids have, like, Aurora has college tomorrow, Erica has high school. Aurora, as you guys know, she has changed from bakery and patisserie to plastering, which is a trade here, isn't really a trade in Canada, but there's a high demand for it. It's very well paid, and she seems to be liking it. She doesn't really complain. At first, she was sore from it because it's physical work. I mean, lifting like drywall sheets, and they call them, what do they call them here? Not plaster. Not plaster sheets. What do they call them here again? Whatever. Plasterboard? Yeah, plasterboard. You know, drywall sheets, whatever. Like, lifting those and doing things. So it was hard on her muscles at first, but she hasn't really complained lately, and she seems to be liking it. So that's all you can hope for people doing a job. So that's good, because I have always wanted the kids to get a trade or something that they can always fall back on if they choose to do something else that's more, not as guaranteed in life. But if you have a trade, then hopefully that's a trade, whether it's hairdressing, something in the food industry, in whatever type of industry. Trades tend to not go away, so you will have something to fall back on. And tradesmen, as you know, while we're waiting for the plumber and the joiner and the electricians and the plasterer, which is what Erica's doing, Aurora's doing, while we're waiting for all those, tradesmen are in high demand all the time. So that's, it took us long enough to find electricians. And that's part of the thing, is they know that. They know that it's not easy to find electricians. That's why they feel like they can mess you around a little bit. They do good work, but it's just about booking us in and getting here, because we're not, the electricians that we have, our house isn't the kind of jobs that they usually do. They do like rich people, like big houses, and so ours is just kind of like a, so we'll see. But I want the work done. And I want lights put up in the loft, because, like I said, with doing the decorations and everything up there, it would be much easier if I had lights all across the loft, so I could see everywhere if I need to put something from over here, over there, instead of like having to drag my big snake of lights that I have. Like I have these like big, not tubes, but what are they, like big, like I don't know, you might have it above your desk or whatever. This is long light. But you can plug into the end another one and another one. So I have a snake of like 4 of them, and then I like have to drag them and duct tape them onto the rafters on the other half of the loft. And then when I need to go work on the other side, I drag those over. I don't have any like spotlights, like work lights and stuff, and I don't want to buy those either, because eventually we'll have lighting up there. So Melody says, does Erica have plans after high school yet? Yes, for college. Yes, she wants to be a drama teacher, just like her Auntie Tina. So her plans are to be a drama teacher. So there's a couple colleges that she is looking at getting into. And this is her last year of high school. So this is the year that she's doing her what's called GCSEs, like her final exams. So a lot of this year is practicing mock exams for it and then applying for college for next year. So Melody says, oh, nice. Yeah, she's had her goals for quite a few years, like knowing what she wants to do and such. So, which is nice because I'm in my 40s and I still don't know what I would go to college for. Actually, that's, I mean, obviously the horticulture stuff and botany, but also I would love to do landscape construction again. My friend Samantha, her other half, Alex's brother, Charlie, has a landscaping company and does that kind of stuff, and he's even doing work in their front garden right now, putting in a driveway and stuff. And yeah, it's definitely something that I would do if I had to work out of the house here. As long as my body would let me, I would do some physical, like, landscape construction even now. That was what I was going to actually keep doing and then maybe go to school for or whatever when I was in Canada before I moved here. Can you guys believe I've been here 9 years? 9 years. 9 years. Last month, October 5th, it was 9 years since I got here. Yeah. My birthday, I don't remember what we talked about. Oh, we didn't really talk. We talked a little bit last week, but it was a Halloween special. So my birthday was good. Melody says crazy. Yeah, so I'm 45 now. And then I don't remember what day it was. I think it was last weekend. Was it last Sunday? It might have been last Sunday, maybe Saturday. I think it was last Sunday that we went out for dinner because we hadn't got together with like Steve's mom and dad, like stepdad, and like everybody, like Amy and James and Owen and Bobby and like everybody for a dinner since maybe Erica's birthday in July. And then, so there was Aurora's birthday at the end of September, and then Tom's birthday. So Aurora's birthday, September 30th. 10 days later is Tom's birthday, October 10th. And then 11 days later is my birthday, October 21st. But Steve was sick for Thomas's birthday. Like, we couldn't get together for all those birthdays, so we went out last weekend, and everybody was together, and we went out for a dinner, and then did cake for all three of us. So that was nice to have that celebration, although Steve still hasn't given me the video or pictures of us three blowing out the candles. But so that's so that I can do screenshots or whatever and add them to Facebook or whatever. But yeah, so I've had a good birthday and things are good. As you know, the polytunnel was part of my birthday gifts, and some gadgets that I talked about. I might have talked about them for I think I did tell you guys this, but there was this video that I showed him, and I said, look at this thing. And on the video that says, the narrator says, I bought my dad this so that he could film himself doing his cooking for, for his friends or whatever. And it's like, you put your phone in it, and as he was cooking on the, like, island or counter, when he would move, the thing would turn so that the camera would follow him while he was doing, as if teaching people how to cook or whatever. And so I showed him this video and said, this is really cool. Little did I know, like a few weeks before, he had already bought it for me for my birthday, which might be why it came up on our feeds. I don't know. But that, and then he bought me another thing, with the handheld, and I think I did tell you guys this. And when you put the camera in it, but no matter what way you turn it or move it or do like video shooting and stuff, it keeps your phone, what's the word, like the balance of it, so that it's not all shaky. It keeps it smooth. My words aren't working today, sorry, but yeah. So there's a name for it. When I know these things, but they just won't come to the forefront of my brain. But yeah, so those things are exciting. I need to do those. And as I've told you guys before, he did buy me like a few years ago microphones for doing my lives like this. But one of the bigger microphone at the end of it plugs into like how you would plug in headphones in the past, like the pokey thing. So I can't use that with this phone, so I don't know how to use it. And then the other ones he bought me that clip on, so when I have a guest, that we clip the microphones on here. And I don't know if those are Bluetooth or not, but I don't remember where I put them, so I need to find them to try them out. But Steve buys me all these things for my lives and for my gardening videos and everything else. But it's hard doing the gardening videos because it's not hard filming myself. Like, I can set my camera somewhere and let it film while I'm doing stuff in the garden or, you know, whatever, because I do those things anyways. But then it's the afterwards, like looking at it, seeing what's relevant or speeding it up or cutting it and putting it online. Like, I don't have time for all that stuff because I would rather be in the garden or sleeping or having to do the things that actually need to get done, like laundry, cooking, and all those things. I enjoy cooking, but it's like anything. I don't even mind doing laundry, but it's like when you just like don't get a break, it can be exhausting. Yeah. So I think we're probably close to my rambling. Yeah, we're at like 55 minutes, so we got 5 minutes left. Anything else you guys want to know for the week? What else? When you see me next week, we'll do Remembrance Day, and you will not see these decorations again until next year. Well, maybe this guy. I still don't know. This was, I can't remember if I bought this for Steve or he bought it for me. Let's say he bought it for me or us or whatever. But it's like you put it up on the wall outside. You put it up on the wall inside. We also bought one for his, like his mom and Chris, like his mom and stepdad, and I think they have theirs on one of their like sheds outside. It looks really cool where they have theirs. But I don't know, this guy's just been sitting in the entranceway because I don't know where to put him. I could put him outside, but I don't know. I like him. I just want him to be somewhere that you can see him. So he's not part of the autumn decorations. If anything, he'd be summer decorations, but he is going to be an all-year decoration. I just got my knuckles stuck in there when I figure out where to put him. And then the thing that I do with cushions is, like, I am not going to store all these cushions up in the loft. I am going to take the cushion covers off of them, and then I only have to store the cushion covers, and then the cushions will get other covers on for winter or Christmas, which is better than having all these cushions just sitting up in the loft in a box or something. I wish they sold cushion covers more than they do. Lots of times you go into a shop and they have all the beautiful cushions and you're like, oh, this one's so soft, I want it, but really, do you need the cushion? No, you just want the cover. And of course I did add to my autumn and Halloween decorations this year, as I do a few things every year, so it might have been more than a few things this year, but that just makes it more stuff that I gotta pack up and put away. But I don't regret it. I only regret it when I have to put it up in the loft or take it down. So, yeah. Anyways, I love this outfit together, and now that I wrote on my live, I can wear it somewhere else if I ever go anywhere. This is a good shirt because it's warm enough. Usually I don't wear long sleeve shirts because I get too hot, but right now it's perfect weather in this living room to wear this because I wouldn't want to be in t-shirt, I'd be too cold. And if I put anything thicker on, it might be too hot, but it works out great. It's soft and comfy, and now I've worn it on here, I can wear it again. And again, thank you to Teresa I did pay for it, but she knitted this for me and posted it all the way from Canada. So I love it, and this is like my 3rd year with it, and I do wear it. Might have to order some in different colors. But yellow's a happy color, makes me happy, and I think it's cool how, and it has those black flecks in it, but I think it's cool how it looks like a beehive, so it works really well with this shirt. Anyways, I love you guys. It is another season done, so technically between seasons on Rambling Hour I have a week off. I don't know if I'll take a week off because I can't think of anything I need to do next Sunday. No, I already told you guys next Sunday we're going to do Remembrance Day, so I will be here next Sunday. But it'll be a new season, season 13 already. Can you believe I've been doing this for 3 years? I do about 12 episodes a season, and I'm going to be starting season 13. So Melody says, love you, miss you. I love and miss you too, especially when I think of family events and everything else. I do miss my family. But I am also super grateful to how many memories we have made over the years when I was there, and always happy about those things. Even if we were forced to do those family things, at least we have them. because now they're memories. So Mom says, love you, and have a wonderful, oh, Melody says, have a wonderful week. Love you too, Mom. And thank you, Melody. You guys have a wonderful week too. We will see you next Sunday. And let me know if you want me to talk about anything else specific, or if you guys have any, like I said, any ghost stories, alien stories, cryptids, weird, creepy, any stories, angels, demons, ghosts, whatever. Tell me your stories, send them to me, and then let me know if I'm allowed to share them. If not, that's fine. I can keep them private. I can keep secrets. If I am allowed to share them, let me know if I have to keep you anonymous or if I can let people know who you are, which again, both are fine. All right. And if you just want to talk about the weird, spooky things that have happened to you, yes, send me a message. Love you guys. See you guys next week. Bye.